Hello, I'm Scott Smith.
I'm Tanya Smith.
Welcome to the Turpentine Creek Podcast.
Hi, I'm Emily McCormick. I'm the staff zoologist and volunteer coordinator here at Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge.
I'm Soraya Adani.
I'm Jenna Jannings.
And they are both biological engineering seniors at the University of Arkansas here in Fayetteville. And they have been working on a really special project for us. They wanted to come up with something to help the animals, but also help the people. And we went over quite a few different possibilities, except for the main thing was our commissary had just been built. And it was basically a shell of a building with absolutely nothing inside of it. We got to be out of the rain, but our meat processing also changed at the same time. And every Monday and Tuesday, we travel around to 12 different Walmarts in northwest Arkansas and get all of the meat from the previous week, whether it be steaks, burger, chicken, everything, shrimp, you name it, it's in those barrels. So we had to unload all the meat from the truck and trailer into the commissary and lay these barrels all out, bring in bins, and they were set on the floor, and each intern basically went to a barrel and was bending over inside of that barrel, pulling the meat out, so chicken juice in the hair, meat juice all up your arms, and continued to do this until we got 20-some barrels every Monday and Tuesday. After we get done sorting all of the barrels into these bins that were on the floor of the commissary, everybody had to bend down, pick these bins up again after they had already hauled barrels that were sometimes 400 pounds, lift the bins, carry them into the freezer and set them down. So it was a lot of back-breaking work that we were doing down there, but it's all for the cats, so it was all worth it. But that's where these guys came in and designed something to help make that process a whole lot easier.
What Emily described is a very labor-intensive, non-ergonomic way of doing things. In looking at this, what we've done is, in order to get the meat to a place where they can sort it at a proper working height, and then give them a proper working space in order to do the sorting. What you do is you put the barrel into the chute of the barrel dumper, dump the contents of the barrel onto the sorting table, which contains inserts that are removable. Then as the meat is spread down the length of the inserts, the interns will sort the meat, and the bins are now at a working height and are at a normal level for them to put the meat into. And then as the bins become full, they're able to lift those from a working height, a proper working height, so their back doesn't get stressed. And then they're also able to use the carts that the bins are sitting on now to wheel the bins to the loading dock to be transferred back to the compound to be fed out to the animals.
This process has definitely made it a lot easier on the interns and staff members that are out there working. We see all these tigers and we all wonder how in the world we could help at Turpentine Creek, what all we can do. But we don't think a lot of the time about the people that dedicate all of their time and energy into Turpentine Creek. All the people that work here, all the people that come and donate money, all the people that come and help. And it's really rewarding to be able to give something back to these people that donate everything they have to these animals. It's been a very rewarding experience, for sure.
Thanks, guys.
The cat of the week this week is CJ. He's one of the Quitman cats, which came from Quitman, Arkansas. Oh, man. Never get used to that. About 10 years ago, I was sitting in the office and got a phone call at 8:30 in the morning. It might have been one of the most disturbing phone calls I've ever gotten in my life. On the other end of the line was Steve with Safari Park out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Unbeknownst to me, he had moved his animals, 56 big cats, to Quitman, Arkansas, about 15 miles away, and set them up in ramshackled cages out in the middle of the woods. He gave me a phone call and he said, "Scott, is it illegal for me to kill these 56 cats?" I couldn't believe I was just asked this question by a guy who's raised big cats his entire life. My mouth hit the desk and I just had to think, and I said, "Steve, it's not illegal, I don't believe, but we have a definite moral question to talk about here." So Steve and I talked back and forth for about 2 weeks, and Tanya, the president of Turpentine Creek, and myself made a few trips down to where you had the animals housed, and we knew that we had to do something to help these animals. It was the most despicable environment I've seen for big cats in my life. After we got back to the refuge and talked to all of our staff members and board members about the problem at hand, it was too big of a problem for us to handle alone. So we got on the phone and contacted several other facilities around the country, and fortunately we were able to place 35 of those big cats at different facilities around the country while we took the rest. Now at the time we didn't have 27 habitats to house all the big cats, so we had to make room for them and we had to do it quick. We learned a lot through rescuing those big cats, and we brought them back to the refuge and we got them all good homes. For a couple weeks they had to stay in trailers and everything else, but they got all their food and water and shots and you know, everything that they needed, and then we were able to put them in big, nice places like where CJ lives today. Of the Quitman cats that came to the refuge, all of the Quitman cats are out in habitats today. They live in big areas like this. They get to run around and play and do the things they were meant to do. So CJ, we're very happy he's here, and I'm sure he knows it too, how lucky he is.
Good job. You got him. You got him. Good boy.